On November 22, 1963, the world was shaken by a tragic assassination of John F. Kennedy, the 35th President of the United States. What followed was not just the end of a life, but the beginning of a profound chapter in American history. Today, we look at the aftermath of JFK's assassination, the grief of the nation, and the legacy left behind. The state funeral, held on November 25, 1963, became a national unity in grief. Representatives from over 90 countries attended, and millions watched the procession on television. Jacqueline Kennedy, known for her strength and grace, walked behind the casket with their children, Caroline and John Jr. The moment when John Jr. was just 3 years old, saluted his father's casket, became one of the most iconic and heartbreaking images of the 20th century. But as one chapter closed, another began. Just hours after the assassination, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as the 36th President of the United States aboard Air Force One. With Jackie Kennedy standing by his side, visibly distraught and still in her blood-stained clothes, Johnson took this oath of office. It was a solemn moment, one that symbolized the swift transfer of power during a time of great distress. President Johnson faced the immense challenge of leading a grieving nation. In his first address to the American people, he called for unity, continuity, and continuing to honor Kennedy's death. Johnson's presidency would push many of Kennedy's legislative goals, including the Civil Rights Act of 1964, which transformed the nation in ways Kennedy had envisioned. For the Kennedy family, life would never be the same. Jackie Kennedy retreated from the public eye, dedicating herself to raising her two children. She became a symbol of strength, grace, and resilience, but she would always be shadowed by her loss. Caroline and John Jr. grew up in the public spotlight, each carrying the weight of their father's legacy. John Jr., in particular, would become a prominent figure in American culture before his own tragic death in 1999. Caroline Kennedy, the eldest child of John F. Kennedy and Jacqueline Kennedy, was only 6 years old when her father was assassinated. But throughout her life, she carried the Kennedy legacy with grace and quiet dignity. She pursued an education at Harvard and Columbia, becoming a writer, editor, and advocate for public service and education. Caroline co-authored several books on American politics and her family's history, and played a significant role in preserving JFK's legacy through her work with the John F. Kennedy Library Foundation. In 2013, she became the first woman to serve as UN ambassador to Japan, where she strengthened diplomatic ties and promoted gender equality and education. Despite the personal tragedy she's endured, Caroline remains a symbol of resilience and a respected figure in American diplomacy, continuing her family's public commitment to public service and embodying her father's ideals. Caroline remains a symbol of resilience and a respected figure in American diplomacy, continuing her family's commitment to public service and embodying her father's ideals. John F. Kennedy's legacy, however, was not confined to the grief of the moment. Over the years, his visions for America, one of optimism, progress, and justice, continued to inspire generations. His speeches, his calls for public service, and his dream of a new frontier remain etched in American consciousness. The creation of the Peace Corps, the push for civil rights, and the commitment to the space exploration defined an era of possibility. Even in his absence, Kennedy's ideas lived on. In 1969, where American astronauts landed on the moon, it was a fulfillment of the bold vision he had set forth in 1961. The dream of a better, more inclusive society, which he became to pursue, would become the foundation of later movements for equality and justice. John F. Kennedy may have only served 1,000 days in office, but his impact on the United States and the world would be felt for generations. His assassination was a national tragedy, but it was also a catalyst for change, a moment that shaped the course of history. Though gone, JFK's legacy endures. His call to action, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, continues to inspire citizens to contribute for the greater good. Thanks for watching. If you found this video insightful, please like and subscribe, and let us know in the comments how JFK's legacy has inspired you.